This is Deckard6. Welcome back to Grab Bag Games. We had an exhausting episode last time, and all the exhaustion was in the first half, so the second half is just sort of us limping across the finish line. Now I'm recharged and ready to go with our publishing deal for an any topic casual on the Vanna Oasis. I think it's on its way out, but it's still not out yet. We're going to do a fashion casual game using our bigger engine. I think we're going to do everyone. I think the Oasis is slightly better with everyone than the Super Tests. And it's going to be Dolly Dress Up. We're going to get girls into gaming. Okay, I know it's sort of stereotypical that it's girls that are going to be doing the Dolly Dress Up. But let's face it, it's probably going to be girls that are playing Dolly Dress Up. It's going to be a casual game, so we don't need all these points in engine. And since we only have saved games, we can fit that in there. I might add simple cutscenes. No, it's still not important, so sorry, you're out. Making a lot more casual games in this run than I ever have before. I think almost as many as all my career combined at this rate. But we are getting some great points on this. What was this one? A 12 on the 12 royalty? I think that's something like where it was. Any artificial intelligence. Oh. There we go. That's all Bill can take before he runs out. Yeah, these numbers are looking great. We're going to get a G3 bonus. I'm feeling good about this one. We're finally at the point where we can start stacking all of our bonuses together. We're still limited to publishing contracts for one more game, but that'll change. After this, we're free as a bird and we can start working with what we have. Alright, the play system is starting on the horizon, so we still have a little while before that comes out. Once again, I'm still really not sure what to do with this stage, other than graphics are super important. It'll be sort of an open world game as well. Clicking that, you can wander around, you can... Ooh, new topics, and this is a new topic, hey! You can wander around, find new clothes in the environment, find new characters to dress up. No real challenges to accomplish to, unlock them, just gotta sort of wander around until you find them, and you can pick them up. Perhaps you'll get scored based on combinations of certain outfits. The play system came out. We better get our last of our cartridge games out. So it's going to be all CDs from here on out. Get some new topics to research, or some new features to research. Also on the topic of topics, we should find out what our new topic is going to be. Drum roll. Spy. And Dolly Dress Up. Pretty sure we needed at least a 7 for this one. And even if we needed an 8, we're still doing good. That means the minimum for an 8. Yep, meets our ratings. Plenty of good sales. And enough fans to start self-publishing. Time to get you guys to work again. Or rather, to training. Fashion and casual is a great combination. Fashion and everyone is okay. Casual and Vanna Oasis is bad. Well, we did that well despite being a bad combination on the Oasis. I think it was helped by the new topic boost over there. Without that new topic, we probably wouldn't have done nearly as well. Thanks, new topics! We'll see if we get a good spy publishing deal, but we're no longer tied down to it. We'll look and see if we get something that has at least 12% royalties and has a good genre match combination. We need to boost some of our people's speed. Look at the speeds. Ugh. None of our employees have speed over 300. This is really kind of pathetic. At least their research is finally starting to get up there, except for yours. That's a lost cause. That is a completely lost cause. It's really frustrating to have someone that's almost contributing nothing in terms of research to the team. But, c'est la vie. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. I cannot sing, so I'm just speaking the lyrics. Publishing deal. Superhero any genre, not what we're doing. Aliens RPG, not what we're doing. Yep, none of these work for us. So we're going to develop a new game. We're going to do a spy venture on the Play system with bigger engine. Or is it spy action? Let's do a spy action game, since we're sort of tech heavy anyway. Let's see. We need a spy name, so we're gonna call it Fragment Cell. No, it seems like it works sort of like Cell. Fragment Org. Or Fragment Inc. There we go. Fragment Inc. On a related note, I've looked at some of the previews for Invisible Inc. Great pun, by the way. And it looks like a delight to play. Challenging, but a lot of fun. Particularly if you're into serious stealth gameplay. Wait, we need high engine here. What am I doing? Yeah, that'll work. Bill, still our highest in design, so he's on the gameplay. And the story and quests. Yeah, this looks good. I've been doing so many casuals, I was almost ready to rearrange my sliders. And we're getting some really good opening numbers here. Will we be still working on it when G3 comes around? Probably, possibly. We could probably arrange to still be in post-dev. Artificial intelligence has to go all the way up. Which also means we're going to be putting Andre on it now. And we're going to have Buddy there and Billy Allen there. That looks good. Looks quite good. And you're going to do marketing, magazines, and demos. This is still the era of the demo CD. I've gone on about demo CDs in another episode. Let's see, world design is not that important. Graphics and sound are quite important. And I'm going to have Diane take over graphics to try to get us a little bit more tech points, since it's sort of an even split. And we do want to be slightly tech heavy at the moment. Because the design cycle is biased toward design by default. It's simply, there are more chances for you to get design points than tech points. Let's see, I think we're going to be a little early for G3, unfortunately. Proposition, we're probably going to reject this one, because we're good guys. I might try playing a completely evil company, but that opens you up to some negative events. It does give you the option to totally screw over your competitors and possibly boost your sales quite a lot. But he could theoretically do... Yeah, we're going to do a small booth. But he could theoretically start doing boost training now, but I don't think he has the points in anything. Fragment Inc. Not really that great. I wonder if Spy is not what they're thinking about, like Splinter Cell. We'll find out when we get the game report, hopefully. I'm not going to do training yet, we're going to do some research. Let's grab sequels, because we can now start using those. And let's grab multiplayer. And what else can we grab? Day and night cycle? Sure. Come on, get back from your vacation. Research. Superheroes is our next one. Yeah, Fragment Inc. is selling okay. It'll make us $1 million over the course of its career. Spy and action is a great combination, places that everyone's great, level design is quite important. I guess we just didn't do enough training. Let's see, what do I want from you? Or our, we already know our balance wasn't perfect. So that might have been a factor. Still not synced up with G3, but we're doing okay there. Gotta finish these trainings. Venegear goes off the market, not particularly relevant to us. I don't think we made anything on the Venegear. Well, we didn't, because it would have told us how much we made. Man, I'm trying to decide if I want to do another round of speed training on these guys, because still quite pathetic. Yeah, I think we're going to do another round of speed training after the specialist training. We might do a new engine too. Buddy's actually going to do more research training, since he's fine on speed compared to everyone else. We did pick up a few more engine parts. 2, I think? And that's typically all you need to make a new engine. It's only the question of the cost of producing the engine now is whether or not it's going to be worth it. The cost of producing the engine versus the benefit we get for the sales with our new features. What's our last engine? The bigger engine? Yeah, we can afford to do a bigger plus. Create custom engine, multiplayer, and day and night cycle in there, and it will be the bigger plus. Okay, I made almost $2 million. Unfortunately, we're costing a lot more to develop now. Send these guys on vacation, and then we can make a superhero game, or we can do a sequel. We have a couple of options available. Engine complete, bigger plus is complete. Let's see what's available for publishing work. Aliens casual, superhero any genre, but that royalty is not great. Yeah. I mean, there's a good combination, but I don't feel it with that royalty is worth it. Not only can actually produce some of our own games now that are quite strong. Superhero action on the play system again for everyone. Bigger plus. Justice League assemble! Is it? I'm worried about making a inadvertent ass joke, so I might have spelled it wrong. Really good opening numbers there. Multiplayer, stick that in there. So now you can actually have multiple people and you're sitting around with your controllers controlling different members of the Justice League. The Justice League was DC, where I was more of a Marvel kid, but they're the name that popped into my head. Oh, did we hype it? I feel fairly confident. We've just put out a new engine. And this is, we know all the combination matches are good. It's just a question of whether or not our training was sufficient. As long as we're doubling down on things, let's get the marketing campaign out there. Uh-oh, we're running low on cash. Why do I keep doing this? Where is our money going? It's supposed to be a $1 billion challenge. Where is our money going? We don't need a day and night cycle. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. It's gonna be tight. We might need to go into debt. I really hope we don't. There goes the debt offer. Not a great deal, but I'll take it. Really don't have a choice. Alright, out it goes. This should be a smashing success. And we have to remember we're going to be down about almost $1 million off of where we actually think we are. Research, graphics version 3. Not gonna be able to make use of you right away. And we're gonna grab Easter eggs while we're here. A new topic, romance. And we're still getting the advantage of that strong everyone. This has potential. 9. That's good. We need at least 8s all across the board. 9. That's another good one. A 10 there. Good. I could really go for another 10. There we go. A 9.5. That should make up for our money. Really? I really wish we could have just done this deal first, because it's going to be, it's much cheaper, and we only needed a little bit of cash. See, here comes in the money. Good grief. Positive effect on sales. And now we have millions of dollars again. It's all up and down, this game. Produce a bit more consistency. You guys can do some contract work while I do the game report. Considering how short we apparently are on cash. Because we're actually $1.5 million lower than it appears. Because we have outstanding debts to the bank. Alright, let's get some training going. See if we can repeat this success. We're going to need to repeat it numerous times if we're going to actually make anywhere close to our $1 billion. What was our next one? A romance game? Your choices are essentially RPG or adventure for that. As I've said before, adventure can be really tricky because it's so design heavy. If you don't have a design heavy team, you are going to exhaust your team trying to do a... Alright, there's the first loan paid back. Yeah, you're going to exhaust your team trying to do an adventure game. We might do a sequel since we're now in a good position to do that. If we have some good everyone thing, since everyone is still really great on the Play System and the Play System 2, we'll just warn them. More fans. That's important. Grab Bag Games, the Justice League. Assemble! Still have to remember, we're $1 million shy of where it actually looks like we are. Gonna do another round of Don't Repeat Yourself, because God, these people's speed is low. We're finally starting to get it up there on some of them. It's getting close. We'll check what our next topic... Oh, our next topic is romance. We'll check and see if there's a good romance thing on the publishing deals. Once again, we can afford to be... We can afford to be picky about our publishing deals, but they're still worth checking at this point. I have to wait till at least somebody's done with their training in order to check the publishing deals. Mystery casual, any topic, any genre, any topic simulation. Any topic simulation. If it wasn't on the Vena Oasis, I would totally consider picking that up and do a romance simulation, because I think that might actually work. I don't remember if it does, but I think it does. But instead, we are going to do a sequel. We're going to follow up Poke U. Still on the game lane. Still young. We're going to Poke U 2. I'm now picturing the Poke virtual pet being a tiny little accordion player that you have to take care of. And we're going to include multiplayer, because you have link cables, you can now have Poke-offs between your various Poke players. That sounds like a good thing to me. It probably doesn't sound like a good thing to anyone else that has to listen to the actual Poke players. Now, of course, Weird Al has shown that you can make some pretty awesome Poke. but it's not something most people dig, still. Alright, that looks good. And we're going to get some marketing going on this. We're getting this one out so quick because we still have debts to the bank. You have to remember, we're still $1 million down from what it actually looks like. And I want to make another engine. Can we get day and night cycle in there? Yeah, we totally can. So then I have to worry about when your Poké player is going to go to sleep. I think we have enough time to do some training, get another engine, and then get a game ready for G3, assuming this one sells enough to afford to pay back the engine. And there's our $1 million taken out. So now we actually have a good look at how much money we actually have. Here comes the after report. Alright, new records is a good sign. Dialogue trees. Okay, now we have to do a new topic. Romance is our new topic. You don't need to research anything. Oh, you can grab horror while we're here. And no, can't do a game report yet, so we'll send these guys on vacation. Here comes the game review. That's looking good. Poké U2? Oh yes, Poké U2 is doing fantastic. This should hopefully put us safe in the money department again. Like I said, one of the big at the beginning of this series, one of the big problems is that we can't make a lot of sequels and still make our goal of using every topic in order. We're limited. We have to figure out how workarounds for us. And one of those workarounds is the publishers and how they just didn't work for us, forcing us to sort of scramble to make money during that time period. But now that we're well off enough that we don't have to worry about publishing contracts, you're actually going to learn Boost. You can't yet. But that's okay, you'll be able to soon. Now that we don't have to worry about publishing contracts for as much, we can truly focus on making money. We can be picky with our contracts. I'm going to try to get you up to high enough to boost. We can be picky with our contracts. We can use sequels every other game now. We still have quite a few topics to get through, so trying to do new topics as often as possible is something we definitely want to do. What? Oh, maybe this is the $1 million that we owed. Well, we're still doing okay. Not perfect, but okay. We can do some engine work because we have... Let's get stereo sound in there. And I think that's all we can also get in there. Do some contract work while she's working. Usability study, sure. An interesting thing about usabilities and usability studies is a friend of mine in college ended up working during her internship for the military because the military had designed a tank cockpit that when actually tried to be used could not be used by anyone with human limbs. It was just impossible. One more round of don't repeat yourself, I think. So she was working with a study to make sure that their new cockpit design was actually functional. So those things actually are important. Oh, everyone's over 300. Well, not everyone, but everyone will be over 300. Okay, Poké U, I think we have enough to make a new engine. We're fairly strong right now. And we want to get experience for graphics version 3 as soon as we can. Or do we already have graphics version 3? I am forgetting things. We'll take a look in a second. Create custom engine. Yeah, we have to start getting graphics version 3, along with stereo sound, and Easter eggs. We had a bigger engine, this one's going to be a large engine. Because we're getting ready for large games. We're not quite there yet, still a couple years off. And we really need to get the money in the next 2 years in order to do that. Our continued off-sync with G3 is most inconvenient. But when you're living this hand to mouth this late in the game, it can be a bit tricky. We can't afford to just sit and eat cash in order to sync ourselves up again. Alright, new PCs. I understand that you just get a penalty until you pay out that much cash. So there's no reason not to do it. Anything publishing deals for romance? Fashion, hunting, any topic action, vampire, any genre? Nope. None of those work for us. Next time we're going to be left with the choice of doing a romance simulation or a romance adventure on whatever genre whatever console we end up putting it on. This has been Deckard6. I look forward to seeing you next time.